Where do the Broncos rank amongst other teams according to the NFLPA? This is your Denver Sports Daily for February 27th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Yesterday, the NFLPA released the 2025 team report cards, and the Broncos ranking amongst other teams may surprise you a little bit. Now, the Broncos surprisingly had a lower overall rating than they did last year. For 2025, the Broncos ranked 17th out of 32 teams. Last year, they were ranked 16th, and the year prior, they were ranked 20th. So you see that there's a trend of the Broncos kind of just hanging out around the middle of the pack. Now, some notable grades for the Broncos. They got an A. They were 4th overall for ownership. So obviously, the people who took the survey really like the ownership that the Broncos have. They also got an A. They were 6th overall for team travel. They've got comfortable traveling. They know how to do it. They're doing well with that. But they did get an F. They were 30th overall out of all the teams in the league for their locker room. And they also got a B, which may sound good, but they were only 26th overall for head coach. Now, I'm not going to take that one too harshly. I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. Sure, they were 26th, but overall, Sean Payton still got a B in the report card. That's pretty good. That's passing. Now, the F for the locker room, that one stands out a little bit to me. And, the Broncos locker room that they use at games is great. The stadium locker room, beautiful. It's amazing. It's got a lot of room. You can see it. It's nice. But that's more about the locker room that they have out of training camp too. They don't like that locker room. There is a lot of renovations going on. So hopefully that's one of those that is fixed the next season. But it is interesting to see those, and those kind of stand out to me. Like, where are the Broncos ranking amongst other teams when it comes to things like this? You see teams out there who get A's in every category, and the Broncos are not one of them. Now, this is the third season of the NFLPA has released these report cards, and in 2 of the 3 seasons, the Broncos were ranked in the top 17th. The only one that they weren't, they were ranked 20th, and that was before the new ownership took over. But again, very interesting to see this. This is one of the best things that the NFLPA does every year. You can see it's very open. How do the team members feel about the team, feel about all these different facets of the team and what they're supposed to provide? You'll see things like treatment of families, the medical center, those kinds of things. It's very important for that to be wide open to see how these teams are actually treating their players. Now, moving on, Sean Payton and George Paton are out at the NFL Combine, and they know exactly what they're looking for. The word that has been used most around Denver this offseason is joker, and that's exactly what Sean and George are looking for. Now, Payton commented on finding a joker, saying, "I know we're searching for the joker." Payton said, "It's kind of like the Loch Ness Monster trying to find a goddamn joker. But I've played Sean Payton's teams that had them, and they're hell." So obviously, he's putting a lot of emphasis on how important it is to find a joker, whether that's a tight end, whether that's a running back. You need to have one of those guys that's going to make it hard for defenses to stop you. When you're in 3rd and 1, you can pass it, you can run it. Whatever you need to do, get the guy the ball, and he's going to make a play. Now, the most expected picks by the Broncos are either Ashton Genty, Tyler Warren, or Colston Loveland. Those have been the names that have been thrown around most in mock drafts. But that brings up the question, what if those players aren't there? If none of those players are on the board, the best things that the Broncos could do would be to draft a running back. Don't try to go out and get a different tight end. Somebody like Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, or Travion Henderson. This is a stacked running back draft class. And taking any other tight end before any of those 3 running backs, just those 3, that would be a gamble. That really would. The only other tight end that I could see that maybe would be good is Harold Fannin Jr., but that still feels like a slight reach with the Broncos pick. They need to get a running back. This class is stacked. It really is. And I know a lot of people think getting a running back in the first round, it's a gamble. It's hard seeing those guys develop. They age quicker. That's why you need to draft a running back. First of all, you need to draft every draft class, every year, you should draft a rookie running back. Just see how they develop. Sure, they might not all be great, but they just age out so quickly. Take a running back. This class is so stacked. They've got a lot of different options that they can choose from in the first round. A lot of different guys who could be that joker and to immediately improve all facets of the offensive game for Bo Nix. I've been saying it all offseason. Bo Nix had to make plays by himself. He was out there. He would run on him. He would run on his own. Those designed runs were incredible, but when he needed to, he would throw inside the middle of the numbers downfield. He didn't have anybody to look to in the flats, really. A lot of people were like, this guy's just he's a flat merchant. He's right there. He's just going to pass it behind the line. That's not what he needs to do, and that's not what he did. He proved that he can go out there and make plays. So getting somebody who can be able to run out in the flats on those little curl and hitch routes, that would be amazing. That would immediately improve the offensive playbook by tenfold. So finding somebody like that, if it's not one of those top three, Ashton Jetty, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, get a running back. That's what you need to do. Get a running back. So I hope that that's what they're looking for in, a joker spot. Now, moving on, the Avalanche are back. After 2 back-to-back losses on Saturday and Sunday, the Avs looked like they were struggling, but they revitalized themselves after a huge 5-1 win over the New Jersey Devils last night. Just incredible, total dominance. A total all-around team effort led to this win. The Avs offense and defense played incredibly. They were just all over the ice, making plays. Arturi Lehkonen started off scoring with a goal early in the first period. Then nobody scored until the third period when it just became a barrage. The Avs outscored the Devils 4-1 just in the third period. Nathan MacKinnon, Casey Middlestat, Logan O'Connor all scored. MacKinnon scored twice. And one of those, if you watch the game, that crazy rebound off the back, off the glass into his stick in the air. That was crazy to watch. Nathan MacKinnon, it never gets old watching this guy play. And obviously, he was out there making plays last night. Now, Marty Necas had 3 assists to go along with Cale Makar's 2. Mackenzie Blackwood recorded a .95 save percentage, 9.57, save percentage, allowing only 1 goal while saving 22. Again, total team effort. Games like this give me confidence in this team to make a deep playoff run. They really can. That was incredible. Total dominance from start to finish, just dismantled that team. Now, the Avs are now 34-24-2 and still 4th in the Central Division, only 2 points behind Minnesota. But the good news is they get to take on the Minnesota Wild tomorrow night. So definitely going to be a big game. I'm going to be watching that one. Obviously, a lot of things that are going into this game. Only 2 points behind Minnesota. You get a win, it's tied. This is going to be huge game tomorrow. Now, it is a Nuggets game day tonight. The Nuggets are taking on the Milwaukee Bucks in what's always a much anticipated matchup. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic are both in the top 3 in MVP votes, as they have been for the past 4 seasons. These two Titans always put on a crazy show when they're up against each other. I mean, they're some of the best players in the league, both foreign-born players, so they play a little bit differently than you see from those American guys. Just always incredible to watch. They're 2 of the best players in this decade, 2025 or 2020. Sorry, they are the 2 top of the list. Really are. Now, the Nuggets are fighting with the Memphis Grizzlies for the 2nd seed, which neither team has really held control for that long. One gets it, then gives it back, and it's going back and forth, and it's been for the past week or two. But if the Nuggets can win tonight, they would once again be the 2nd seed in the West. You just got to rely on a Grizzlies loss. Hopefully that can happen. The Nuggets need to get a little bit of a stretch out here, get that 2nd seed. But again, don't push yourself too hard. We don't want to go into playoffs looking like they were last year, where they were tired. They tried to get that 1st seed. It didn't work out. And then they lost in the 2nd round because they just didn't have any energy. Now, Nikola Jokic has been on a tear, averaging the best numbers of his career with 29 points, 12.6 rebounds, 10.4 assists, and 1.8 steals. Just nuts to even say those numbers. If you play 2K, those are my career numbers. Yet the crazy thing is he still isn't the top MVP candidate. They want Shai Gilgeous Free Throw Alexander on that MVP list. I don't get it. I really don't. He's got a great team all around him, and you can argue with a wall if you disagree. I don't care. Nikola Jokic is the most valuable player. You take that down, you strip it down just to the name. Who is the most valuable to their team? The OKC Thunder would still succeed without Shai Gilgeous Alexander. The Denver Nuggets would fall apart if Nikola Jokic wasn't here, and I will die on that hill. Now, the game tonight will tip off at 6 p.m. with the Nuggets going in as 3-point visiting favorites. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. Hopefully, it's a good win for the Nuggets tonight. It's always a crazy game when those two go off. Giannis Antetokounmpo is just incredible to watch, and Nikola Jokic, obviously, here in Denver, he's a god here. So, let's see. These report cards are so dumb. I guess maybe if you look at it that, I like them. I think that they're fun to see, where teams come in as rankings. But obviously, the Broncos, it really feels like they've got a lot more love for the team than these report cards give off. So I kind of get what you're saying from. Good morning, Joey. Just remember the NFLPA is very political and very biased, and don't give any credit where credit is due. Another national media stunt. Yeah, the NFLPA, it is biased, political, sure, if you want to look at it that way. But it's fun to see where teams come in ranked from these anonymous surveys. It's just, where are the Broncos looking like? And again, there seems to be a lot more love in the Broncos locker room than it actually seems. And I'm not talking about just where their locker room grade came in. I'm talking about the team members. Everybody on this team really has a lot more love for the team than it seems to give off in the NFLPA report cards. Get Fannin in the fourth. a few misspellings here. Get Fannin. I'm just playing with you, Roy. Get Fannin in the fourth. If they can get him in the fourth, I'm all for that. Yeah, heck yeah. But with the first round pick, you got to get a running back. If those three players aren't there, Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren, Ashton Genty, obviously, if they aren't there, you got to get a running back in the fourth. Joker tight end and Joker running back would be killer. Heck yeah. No, definitely. If we can get both of those players, again, you got to look at the offensive playbook for the Broncos. It would open up tenfold. You get a good tight end and a good running back, this team is making a deep playoff run next year. I guarantee it. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll be back with you guys again tomorrow, hopefully recapping a big Nuggets win and hopefully previewing an Avalanche win. That's going to be a big game going up against the Minnesota Wild. It'll definitely be fun to watch. And then every week, we're getting closer to the NFL draft. I am so excited. I cannot wait for the NFL draft. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.